Hey everybody, Brendan here, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be playing another dragon, and we're getting this bishop c4 set up. I wonder if we'll see another knight g5. Nope, they're just going crazy. Huh. Let's go bishop g7. Are they gonna go c3? No, okay. I'm just focusing on kingside development. One of the biggest things you have to worry about at this time and place is they try to trick you with a bunch of tactics and such. We can take this pawn. I don't see anything wrong with it, especially because we do have this move as a reply, taking on d1 and knight c6. Unless I'm missing something, but I have the feeling that I'm not. What I would like to do next is play this move, bishop g4, and add pressure to the pin here. If they take on e5, I can take on d1. They can take on c6, and I don't really care. I'm just going to go... I don't think I can castle. But I'll probably go like a6 or something. Yeah, I think that looks okay. Just a6. I wouldn't want to take back because then they can take this guy in the corner. So tactics, right? Got to look at your counterattacks and all of those things, but mainly I'm looking at the captures. So they're going into this line. I don't think this works out though. So we can try castling here. I think the most effective thing to do is actually just a6. Threatening to take on b5. If they move their knight, we just take. And if they go here, then we can go b5. So we're not really too worried about taking this knight. I think that's the important thing to mention, is we're already up in exchange. They didn't get to win our rook in the corner. So we don't have to rush. We don't have to think too crazy or anything. Of course, taking on c6 is a mistake. So we don't want to do that. But yeah, playing things as we are currently, I think, is totally fine. So yeah, we can just take on b5. And we can either castle short or castle long. I think castling short is the safer option, though. So that's what I'm going to prefer. c2 sanging. I would rather castle, though. Knight c7 check was a threat. And yeah, we'll take c2. Obviously, if we can take free pawns, we're going to take them. But focusing on kingside safety and all those important things is nice. So that's what we should do. And I'm just going to ask for more trades. That's it. That's all I'm doing. That's all you got to do in these types of positions. g5 and knight e4. So all I'm trying to do is trade. That's it. I would rather take on g3 and then go e6. Keep the bishops. I could have also taken on c3 and then taken on c3 again and create some sort of weakness. I don't think that's a bad idea by any means, but I thought that this might make me a bit happier. Rook b8. I'll just defend passively. Like, the thing is, when you're up so much material, passive defense is okay to an extent. You don't want to overdo it, but here I don't think we're running any risks of initiative. If it's like a pawn, that's different, right? But this isn't a pawn. It's a lot of material. I'll just take it. And again, this is another thing. Like, we're okay with creating some weaknesses. You don't want to go overboard, of course, but we're okay with making some sort of weaknesses. And as long as we don't run into too many problems, I'm going to go here of b6 as an idea. Trying to get a4. Of course, this knight's not actually hanging yet. Technically it is. That just forces more exchanges, but I don't think it's one I want to take quite yet. I'd rather go bishop to f8. Because then it is actually hanging. If they go a5, then bishop f8's looking really tempting. Oh, I have a cool idea. So bishop f8, they move to b3, and then I actually just take on a5 because my knight's not hanging because their rook's hanging behind it. So let's go bishop f8. This is kind of funny. If they take on b6 a bunch, it doesn't work out. We can just recapture, take on c5, and rook b4 saves the day after b7. So it's important to do your calculation. Or calculations. And maybe I'll just push if they go somewhere else. They can't really bring their knight anywhere else, can they? No, they can't. Yeah, so I think we're okay. We're just chilling. Yeah, this should win us the game. I didn't see that move. Did I need to? Wouldn't hurt to have seen it. I'll just go rook a8. So they take like that. But now they are kind of stuck, right? This knight can't move without this pawn dropping. I'm going to go rook f5 next move. They can't move their rook without the knight dropping. So looks like they're tied up enough. And this is what I mean of like, again, we don't really have to worry about playing a little bit passively here and there. Of course, it is nice to make sure you still calculate and are on your best manners, I guess is a way to put it. Because if you're not on your best manners, sometimes you can still run yourself into trouble. Should I play bishop c5 check instead? I like that move a lot. Bishop c5 check. Take on b6. So this is kind of a funny one. Okay, so they end up resigning here. And I want to show why it's funny to me. Maybe I just am weird. Well, we already knew that, but the idea after bishop c5 and some sort of like king h2 is we can take, and after they take, we can just take on a5, and their knight's trapped. So they can play whatever they want. We're just going to go bishop to d8, and the knight's still trapped. I can't even move up, but yeah, bishop to d8, and we can just take the knight next move. So they don't even get that piece. So yeah, I thought that was kind of like a funny way to look at it, but yeah, all we did here was kind of try to play some natural chess, and they tried to overcomplicate things. And I mentioned before in a London system run that we're also doing alongside this, that there's generally this constant need for lower rated players to need to change the position, but I think that's the wrong approach. I think preparing for change is much better than just changing things for the sake of it. So you really have to assess whether or not the change is good. And this idea of bishop g4 maybe seems like a good idea, especially when you see this after takes, and then bishop takes on a8. You might assume that this is actually good. Not to mention there's actually still bishop takes c2, so maybe it'll be equal material, plus we are better developed. So like king c7, bishop can't even go to f, it has to go to f3, I think, but maybe we don't even take the extra pawn. We just go down the pawn, but have this really nice position after knight to d5, which kind of displays the point even further that sometimes there's this need to find tactics where tactics don't exist. And this might be a limitation of calculation, or it could also be a bigger symptom of needing to change things. They are also down a pawn here, but I think that has to do kind of the same thing here. Is it feels like the right move whenever you see you know, black is kind of behind on development just a little bit, but it's not really hurting us at all. So that's the important part. We're about to castle next move, and unfortunately I don't see a way to really take advantage of it. Knight to c3 would have been more effective, and I think they have a perfectly playable position here. I don't think white is doing so bad, but I think black is also quite happy with what they've gotten out of this. So that's gonna cover it for this one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, bye bye.